super happy for this win, proud of our team for just their resiliency. And just so excited that this was senior day, and what a way to go out with our last game in the Tuck, just what Sara was able to do, and the big play she came up with at the end of the game. And Alexis Tucker too gave us phenomenal minutes today. So just proud of our team, and this is what March is probably going to feel like. So we're ready, and I'm glad we pushed through.
All right, guys.
Sara, just talking about your performance here. I mean, towards the end of that fourth quarter there, you were playing with, I believe, 4 fouls. I mean, and just, I guess, for lack of a better word, the gutsiness that you had down the stretch there. What was going through your mind just through the end of regulation into overtime? The free throws there. I mean, just if you could summarize all of that.
Yeah, it's a lot to summarize. I mean, just shout out to Coach Brooke. She works so hard for me when it comes to my mental. I am a very, let's say, sensitive person. So if this was me a year ago even, I would have missed both free throws. So it was kind of like, what do I do when I keep missing threes, airballing threes? What do I do when I keep missing shots? And it's keep going. Keep having that confidence in myself, in my team, and the fact that the coaches have confidence in me to put me in that position just says a lot about what we stand for in this culture. So I'm just going by her teachings.
You've talked about that mental growth that you've had throughout your career. A moment like that you had tonight. Do you feel like that really encapsulates, summarizes, this journey that you've had, and working on your, your mental, focus throughout the game. That moment, did that kind of really summarize it all?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, last year I would have gotten passive, not shot at all, or probably not wanted. Like, I can tell you stories about when I got put in a free throw line and I would flop so hard that I would fake an injury so that another one would shoot the free throw. So we've came a long way. So it's a good ending, and it's a good way to go out.
Coach, basketball is so unpredictable. In a moment in overtime, where Clemson's calling a timeout, they didn't have any left. I guess, what was the reaction with something happening like that?
Yeah. It's such a great lesson that we talk about all the time. Like, anything can happen. That's why we never want to just assume this is over, and just assume like, oh, things aren't gonna they're just not gonna go our way today, and we'll just kind of mail it in. Like, there's been so many moments like that this season, and things can turn on a dime. So it's a great life lesson, and it was a great, obviously, momentum shift for us, and gave us a chance to win the game. So, yeah. It's one of those moments that you never know what could happen. Never know. Gotta be ready.
Getting into that final stretch of the fourth quarter, it seemed like halfway, and it seemed like you guys were falling into that 10-point hole and stuff like that. What were the building blocks that went into getting you guys out of that, forcing overtime, and eventually, winning the game? We
were able to get stops. We got, I think, 5 stops in a row, and that really was the key. Like, we weren't rebounding well. We were. They were scoring jumpers on us. They were getting to the rim. We finally were able to put some stops together, and that allowed us to get out and transition offense, attack the rim. That's when that's us. And so we were able to do that, put a couple of those possessions together, and it changed the momentum of the game.
Coach, how important is a win like this in terms of the momentum you carry heading into the ACC tournament?
It's big. It's big. Just the belief that it creates, just the lessons that you take from it, and it's momentum, it's energy going into just finishing, putting an exclamation point on the regular season, and gives you some energy going into the tournament.
Tanai has been such a big, role player for you guys this year. Very obviously, the scoring and stuff like that. Her fouling out towards, the end of regulation. I guess how important, how big of it was a moment that the team was, Tanai does a lot, but how was it able to? A big moment was it for the team to elevate and win?
It was huge that her fouling out. We didn't flinch. It was next person up, and we were able to just we've got so many. Just important players that know how to get stops, that know how to score, obviously. So I didn't feel any kind of flinch from the team that, oh no, Tanai is out. And Tanai, to her credit, stayed in it. She was on the bench, very vocal, very, very just encouraging her teammates, and so I was proud of how we responded to that adversity. It was tough.
So, Coach, this was an interesting game. Obviously, the rebounding didn't go so well for you, but you had only 9 turnovers in an overtime game. I think that was probably a key. Talk a little bit about taking care of the ball.
I mean, that's one of the things we do the best in the ACC at taking care of the ball, and you know, that's we talk about all the time. We want to be 10 or less turnovers. So, you know, we have a weakness in rebounding. We know that, but we have strengths in other areas, and so that against a Clemson team that wants to, you know, play zone and sometimes trap and take a lot of charges, things like that, we did a really good job of taking care of it.
And it seems like Sarah, you're getting healthier as a team. Sakai came back today. You got Caller back a couple games ago. How important is that for your going into the postseason to get, you know, all your players back? It seems like.
Yeah, it's always good to have a complete team, and just it just gives us more of a variety in our bench. You know, Carla brings excellence when it comes to shooting, and Sakaya brings excellence when it comes to rebounding. So being able to go on that bench, you know, KK is a phenomenal post, but when she gets tired too, she's human. So being able to sub and get somebody who's gonna give you rebounds is extremely important, and we lack that in some of our games. Same thing with Carla, very efficient coming in, making her shot. That's huge. So having that is always a plus.
Coach, how important is it for leaders like Sarah and Alexis to just have these phenomenal games when you really need them? How important is that for the culture of the locker room, and like, do you expect that to continue like into the postseason and for years to come?
Absolutely, that's what you want from your seniors, that they're ready to step up, and you know, they've both been, once you've been in college 5 years, you've been through a lot. You know, there's a lot of ups and downs, and just for them to put the team first today in everything that they did, and give what they gave, you know, through the adversity of this game was huge on both of their parts. It means so much. All of our players are looking at them. You know, how do they own this moment? How do they get up for it? How do they respond when it doesn't go their way? And they just were great examples today. So super proud.
Sarah, I guess what did it feel like to have this kind of performance, you know, in a night like this, senior night?
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. Again, I kind of told my team that, hey, you know, y'all better cry because it's senior night. Disclaimer, none of them did. But it was at the end of the day just a regular game. And that's how I wanted it. I didn't want the ball any less or any more. I just wanted to win. So it's just, again, a plus. I was gonna do what I could do to help the team win, and it's a blessing that I was able to help in those tough moments. So all glory to God.
Anything else, guys? Good.
Thank you.